Hey everybody.
Hello, everybody.
How are you guys doing today? Good.
Yeah.
I'm Stab. I'm the head of social media here at Lightricks. We're the company behind Enlight and Enlight PhotoFox.
And I'm Joseph. I am the visual artist of Lightricks, and I actually do the tutorials.
So we're here every week, now on Thursdays. And we're here to go through the app with you, to go over the tutorials, especially if it was a complicated one, like this week's was a little bit advanced, lots of layers going on. And to basically answer any questions that you have, I have a computer over here. I'm going to be looking at your questions, so if you have any questions, we can answer them live. I'll give a look right here. We have someone, Ricardo is telling me to say hi for Brookfield, so hi for Brookfield, and hi Ricardo. If you guys have any questions, let us know. Don't forget to like and share and leave us lots of love. One other thing I just wanted to talk about, it's actually, did you know that we opened a Facebook group?
I heard about it. It's amazing.
So there's actually a Facebook group for PhotoFox fans. You can see it on our page, or if you search in groups, Enlight PhotoFox group, I think it's called. Yeah. And it's a place for you guys, actually. It's sort of like your community where you can ask questions, you can do your own tutorials, you can ask people how they got their results. And it's been pretty cool. A lot of people are uploading a lot of really awesome stuff. Like
very cool stuff.
Cooler stuff than they usually upload on our Facebook. I was like pretty blown away. So if you guys want to check that out and join, and we're also looking for moderators. So if you guys are interested in being a moderator for the group, let us know. You can send us a direct message or email us. And
I feel like there was a lot of like hidden artists and suddenly with this group, they just came out to light.
It's amazing. I feel like these people aren't tagging us on Instagram because we would have found them sooner.
Yeah. Sooner or later.
So tag us on Instagram too, so we can find you and your cool stuff. Okay. Should we get started?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get started.
Cool. All right. So here we have it. This is the tutorial we created. I called it a water cube. I thought it was appropriate for this. So basically what we have here is we created an illusion that's an effect of like a junk of the sea that we took out of the sea, and then like it's there with small dolphin. Or I don't know if that's a dolphin. I think it's a dolphin.
I feel like it's like a beluga whale. Do you know what a beluga whale is? It's like the ones with the funny heads.
Well, that's a funny head actually.
I feel like it's
I think it's that one.
We learned about whales in 4th grade and it stuck with me. I think I don't know. You guys, if you guys know exactly what type of whale that is, let us know.
I don't know. It's maybe it's a mix. In any case, so let's start from scratch. Okay. So now I'm gonna erase these, just to start from 0, right? So as you can see, basically, when we don't have any layers, we have all the tools are disabled. By the moment you add any layer, even if it's transparent, you can already start doing things. So let's add a layer and some transparent one just to show you. And now you can see, now you can start using all the tools. And for example, a good tip that I'll give you is that try to define from the beginning what is the size or ratio of your canvas, so that you know that you're working in the right size from the beginning, and then you don't have to rearrange things after you already have like all your layers and all the stuff you're doing. So I always like to start by going to canvas and then choosing whether if I want to make a square composition or maybe a 4. I usually work with 4:3 because it's the exact ratio of the full size of the screen in the app. So it's very comfortable, and if you double tap here, you'll have it horizontal. Just cool thing to know. And you also can go to sizes, and you have here you can also determine the exact pixel size. So that's also very cool. And you have all kinds of preset here. You can go and choose that you want an iPad size. You can go and do your Facebook covers, and you already have it ready there. What else? You also have
the coolest part is you can just set your own pixels. So if you know that you need something a certain size, then you can already do it. I feel like that's the coolest part. A lot of people requested that.
Yeah, it's totally useful.
Very useful.
And also for print, if you want to print, you have like A4, you have A5 card, postcard, and posters. But for this case, we're gonna stick with this 4.3 ratio that we have, and we're gonna start adding our first. Actually, we're gonna start from a flat color as we started in the tutorial. So let's go to layers and then tool and then fill. Sorry, and then
it's hard for you to read today, Joseph.
Yeah,
you're going too fast for your brain.
Too fast and too furious.
Yeah.
So let's go to color and we choose something like that. I like this color. Yeah, let's go with this one.
And wait, let's show them like how you can get a texture with the paper.
Yeah, right. Thank you. And if we go to paper, you have all kinds of cool textures here, and I'm gonna make it white just for you to see the original color. And you go to paper, and then you have all these like watercolor and texturized kind of papers. You know, this is very cool. Very cool texture. You also have like wrinkle paper and like that.
Wrinkle paper.
Is that a word? Wrinkles.
Wrinkle paper is pretty cool, yeah. Let's go for it. I never heard that. I mean, why not crumpled paper, I guess. But whatever, wrinkle paper is cooler.
I would call it wrinkle.
Wrinkle paper is way cooler, yeah.
I think if it doesn't exist, it should exist from now.
Yeah, I mean, I think we just dubbed the term, so yeah. Wrinkle paper.
Wrinkle paper. And this one, and this also like a black. I don't know if you can see the texture, but it's also like kind of cool texture. Now let's go back to the color. And if you choose a color, it will have like a filter of color over that texture. But I'm gonna stay with the flat texture. I'm gonna stick with this color, maybe with this one. All right. Let's stop the check mark, and we're gonna add first the ground layer. So let's go to photos, and as you can see, I have here this image, right? So basically what you want to find or use for this is any texture of ground or dirt, earth, anything that can look like from the ground. And it's better if it doesn't have any kind of perspective. For example, if you take a picture and it looks like you can see the perspective.
Flat in front of you.
Yeah, it has to be like a photo that was taken exactly over the texture, like in this, like it's just the texture. You don't have any kind of perspective. You don't see any kind of depth in this picture. So it will work as a texture, and then we can add by tapping transform within layers. We can just drag and then create the perspective that we want, right? You can use this tool in many ways. You can tap on each corner and then do these kind of transformations, and you can just long press again the transform, and it will reset the effect. And if you drag it from the lines from each side of the square or rectangle, it will do it in a more
proportionate way.
Proportionate way, yeah. Just like that. And then we're gonna do like a shape like that. We're gonna try to keep those vertical lines as much as vertical and straight as we can. Something like that will do. And yeah.
So now,
just like that. All right.
if you guys like what Joseph is doing, don't forget to like and share so all your friends can see. And leave us comments. I have a few questions here I'm writing down for me on the side. We're going to answer them from Fabio and Max, so stay tuned and we're gonna get to your questions. But I don't want to interrupt your workflow.
It's not interrupting, it's complimenting.
Yeah. Well, it's not related though. So
All right.
Lose your train of thought. Okay. Anyway,
now I want to create the other side of the of this shape, of this geometrical shape. So I'm gonna go and tap this, and then I'm gonna go and duplicate, and I'm gonna H flip right here in the bottom, like that. Now I'm gonna.
Do you know what H stands for?
Horizontal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually meant to ask people. I guess
actually, I think
I didn't know that at the beginning. Actually,
I think many people don't know that. I think.
So H is horizontal, V is vertical.
And I thought it was happy.
Happy flip.
It's a happy
and
flip.
And then V would be venomous. vulnerable. I can't think of any words.
Vulnerable
I can't think
flip.
of any words that
I
start
like
with
that
V.
one. I like
What starts
vulnerable.
with V?
Many words. So now we have this. Now I'm doing this just because I don't want to make the tutorial very long, but if you want to have like you might want to find like another picture or another section of this image so that you don't have exactly the same image flipped. You can do it in other way. You can take a different part, or you can just flip it like that and then transform it like that, and maybe it'll be
I'm saying hi to Jamil from Brazil.
Hi Jamil.
Hi, Jamil. Sorry, interrupted. Ricardo is also saying hi to Jamil from Brazil. He's very excited that he's here. Hold on. Wait. Messing things up here. There it is.
All right, so now that we have this shape, I want to have one of the sides, I want to have some kind of shadow, because that's going to create the effect of depth that we're looking for, because now it looks like a strange flat shape now. But if we go and we select only one of those, and then we go to tone, we can go to adjust. No, I'm sorry, let's go to duo. That's right. And we're gonna go and choose one color black and then the other white. Then we're gonna go to shape and change to linear. Okay.
We have Max Stubbs saying that a lot of people are asking us all the time about going pro or staying with the regular in light. So Max said that he was hesitant at first about going pro, but now that he has it, it's definitely worth it. So thank you, Max. We also think it's really worth it. There's a lot of things, like a lot of people don't know. A lot of people say it's just, you get 5 layers instead of 2 layers, but there's a lot more packs. Like there's new packs, and there's new fonts, there's new elements, and we're going to keep adding more and more packs. So you're paying monthly or you're paying for a year. So of course we're going to keep giving you stuff. So if you guys are debating, maybe you can ask Max what his opinions are. So.
Yeah, it's totally worth that investment. It's not that much, and you get so much more. I mean, definitely. So now, I forgot to change to white here, and then we're gonna change the blending mode to multiply. So now we're gonna play a little bit with the widget until we get the right amount of black that we want. Something that looks kind of real. So this looks too black, but if we lower the opacity a little bit, just like that, now it starts to look like a real 3D object. So now we can tap the check mark. All right. Now the next thing we're gonna do, we need the top part of this shape in order to create that symmetrical shape. So now let's add a photo, and I choose the a sand texture because that's how the bottom of the sea should look like. Kind of. So we're gonna go back to layers, tap transform, and we're gonna do the same thing. If you can find an image also of a flat picture of a frontal picture of the sun, that will be better. But in this case, because we need that perspective, it's just gonna be fine. It's gonna work fine. So the idea is to let's take this away for a second, and now let's zoom in to get more precision. So let's try to put each corner exactly where it ends. All right. Now let's go to the middle. Okay, and one more.
Chase Mercurio is saying that he didn't know how to zoom. So as you can see, Joseph, all you need to do to zoom is with like your 2 fingers. You zoom in and out just using your 2 fingers. If you have if you have that, like with the dots, you just tap outside of it and then you can zoom.
Or you can tap again on it. If you tap again, then it deselects the object and then you can just zoom in, zoom out. So it's very important that you remember to tap again before you zoom in or zoom out.
That's exactly what someone just said here. Emma Rolls. She said she did this yesterday, but she had a lot of trouble zooming in to align the transformed objects without resizing them, we're selecting another layer. So
Yeah.
that's basically, so how do you do it? Let's just explain it again.
So let's say I'm here, and if I want to zoom in, I'm just making it bigger, right? But if I'm here and I tap again, then I'm free to go wherever I want. Sometimes it can also happen with the background. I don't know that I tap on the background, but if you see here in the layers, sometimes we don't realize, but we're changing the background. So you need to make sure that here in this side you have all the layers are not selected, and this is how it looks when it's selected. When there is no purple over it, it's just unselected. Then you can just move around. All right. Now, because I want to make things more simple and I want to work in a more clean way, I'm going to start merging my layers now that I have this shape that I'm kind of happy with it. So I'm going to merge it. So I'm going to tap here and I'm going to drag it over here, merge. And then also this area, I'm going to drag it here. And now I have my shape and I can move around, because if I wouldn't do that, then all the time, every time that I tap on it, I will be moving it around, so it will be less comfortable. And now that I have this single object, I'm not going to be changing it. So I'm going to place it here in the middle, and that's just perfect, just like that. Okay. Now we're going to add the walls of our water
Cube.
cube.
I called it a 3D cube when I was posting on social media. I said 3D
Really?
C cube. Yeah, I don't know. You
I
don't
think
read
that
my
works,
posts, I
too.
guess.
I think that
Caught.
works
Busted.
for you. Yeah. So now we're gonna just add a transparent one, a transparent layer. You can also do this. You can also do this with adding an element. For example, I'm gonna show you here, just here. You can do this in two ways. You can go to layers and then fill with blue for the water, and then you have here your shape. And you can do this in another way. You can go to add a transparent layer, then you can go to add and then element, and then you add a square. You change the color, and then you can move it around, you can change it, you can transform it, you can do whatever you want with it. But actually, it's once you get out of the element feature, it will see it as a whole layer. Also, it's going to be a little bit harder to transform it. So if you want to get the exact shape that you want, so you should transform it within element feature, which means I'm going to show you. Let's go back to elements here, and then I'm adding this shape, and then we have also the transform tool. That's gonna be applying the effect just to the shape, right, and not to the whole layer. So that's the thing to take in consideration, very important. So now let's take this shape, and now we're gonna make it also in the same angle that we have the ground. So now let's go like this. Let's make it smaller.
We have a quick comment from Jacques, who's asking if the app is only for smartphone. So it's actually for iOS, so it's for iPhone or iPad, and that's it so far. Okay, so since you're...
All right, so now you see, I have this shape, and I'm gonna do exactly the same now. I'm gonna just go and duplicate, very easy, and then horizontal flip.
There's actually two ways to duplicate. You can either tap on it and then press duplicate, or you can drag out to the plus sign and then it'll duplicate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So fun tip there.
Yeah, there's a lot of tips and things in this app. So now I have it here, my shape. I'm gonna try to be as accurate as I can. And now basically I want to merge these two shapes. Before I do that, good, I remember, thank you for reminding me. I'm gonna go
Anytime.
and then I'm gonna make it also darker, because this whole side has to be with a shadow, so it will look 3D.
Otherwise it won't look real.
of course.
We want it to look
Now it looks flat, so it doesn't make sense. So
Yeah,
let's
doesn't make
go.
any sense.
Let's go to tone and then adjust, and we're gonna lower the brightness a little bit, and then we have now it looks more like a 3D. Now let's tap the check mark, and we're gonna merge these two.
Someone was
things.
asking how to merge here. Who
You
is
just-
it? Sabrina was asking how to merge. So all you do is you just
Go back.
let's show her.
So you
This
just
is how to merge.
you tap on the layer you want to merge, and then you
This.
drag it down, and you drop it over the layer that you want to merge to, and then leave, and then it will ask you merge. You just merge. Voila, that's it. Now we're gonna apply to this specific shape. We're gonna go to layers, we're gonna go to blending mode, and then we're gonna do multiply. Now it starts to look more like a transparent water thing going on there.
That's cool.
All right. What else? All right, we need also the top of our whole composition. So let's now add the other picture that we have, which is the texture of a sea from above. Same thing. You need a picture that looks like it's in front of that texture and not with the perspective, just like the ground and all the other stuff. So like just like that. And now we're gonna shape this in with the transform. There's a lot of transforming here in this tutorial. It's actually, we're gonna learn very good how to use
if you
transform.
wanted to learn about transform, this is definitely a tutorial.
Well, we're waiting a lot for these features. So
Right.
now let's use it, you know.
We have 2 questions we're gonna get to. Yeah, they caught me writing down my notes so I don't forget anything. We have one question about Target and how you can actually specifically color a certain area. And we have another question about urban brushes. I'm not exactly sure what the question means. I need to look at the urban tool. So stay tuned if you guys are interested in more about urban or Target. And don't forget to like and share
Yep.
and all that.
Okay, now it's cool that you're mentioning about the target, because what we did in the tutorial, in the original one, is that in order to, this still doesn't look very real,
Wait,
right?
this looks weird though.
What?
Is it real? Like, I feel like it's okay from your angle. It's it's a little too high, no?
It's too high?
Sorry.
I don't know. I don't. You're.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I-
Am I being annoying?
No, you're totally not annoying.
I might be a little annoying.
Always is helpful. You know, a second opinion.
Yeah.
I think it looks
It's a little
better.
better.
So what we did now, what we want to do, we're going to add some light inside this cube so it looks more real, because as you can see, there's some light coming on from above, and we're going to create that effect of the light inside the water. So now what we did in the tutorial is that we went to light effects, but in this case I'm going to use target because it also works for that. So let's go to tone and then target. So wait a second, let's make sure that we're on the right layer. So we need to stand on the layer of the walls of the water. It's just like that, and then target.
So we had a question. I'm going to try and find it. Hold on. From Fabio. Where was this comment? So Fabio was asking about target, like if you can do something to a specific area instead of having it only linear or
yeah, of
whatever.
course you can
So
do that by
can.
using erase. After you do the effect, let's say you apply it to the whole thing and you want to erase from certain areas, so you go to erase, and then I'm going to show you first. I'm going to do an effect. So I'm going to raise the exposure, just like that. But I'm going to make it a bit smaller so it will look more contrast, like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like that. It looks more real. And if you want to erase from, let's say, from the right side of the picture, so you go to erase and then you just erase it. But we want to keep it for now, okay? So basically what it does is just selects the specific color, and then it will alter or change all these colors that has been selected depending if you're raising the exposure, contrast, saturation, or hue. Yep.
Yeah, so that's how. So if you want an area like a tiny area, like all you need to do is just highlight it with even whatever radial or anything you want, and then you just go in and erase, and you can do it that way also. It's just like an easier way to select.
Yep.
Basically.
All right, as you can see, it's different. And if you want to just isolate the area that you're working on, you can tap on this small icon here in the bottom. And as you can see, you can just focus on what you're working. If you want to see how it looks with the whole composition, you tap it again, and then you have up the whole.
I just learned that like a few days ago.
Yeah.
So that's very helpful. Also, I kept accidentally pressing it, and I didn't understand what happened. So, sort of like view mode. Like
yeah,
if you want a view mode for all the layers or for just the one you're working on.
Depends what you're doing. So
yeah.
Now let's tap the check mark. And now, finally, we got to the part where we're going to add some sort of creature inside of our sea. So let's go to add a photo. So I had a few options here, and I think I'm gonna go with maybe with this thing. Well, maybe with this, with the jellyfish. Let's see how that works.
Yeah.
Now let's drag this.
No beluga whale.
We're gonna have this behind this, behind the walls and behind the roof of the whole composition. And now we're gonna start erasing the areas that we don't want to see. So let's start erasing. Just like that. Now I do want to keep some kind of texture from this water. I want to make it like a smooth transition. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to here to brush control, and I'm gonna lower the opacity a little bit, actually down to 0. That's a lot. And I'm gonna raise the feather, so it's gonna be even more smoother. And I'm gonna turn off the edge avoidance. All right. Now let's start to restore a little bit. I'm gonna try to create an effect that looks natural. I'm gonna make it even smaller so I can make it even smoother.
It kind of looks like a lava lamp.
Yeah.
Do you remember those?
Oh.
Lava lamp.
I never had one, you know.
I also
I
never
always
had one
wanted.
actually, but I feel like all my friends had one. Like those.
All of our friends had
all
one.
of our friends had
Everybody
one.
but us.
It was the thing that friends had.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's something cool about Enlight as compared to Enlight Photofox. A lot of times people ask us the difference. With Enlight Photofox, you actually have a lot more control when you erase. So you have like the edge avoidance, or you can also turn the edge avoidance off depending on the look you're going for. Or also depending on if your background is white or if your background is cluttered and all different colors. Affects how easy it is to erase. Also, you have the opacity and you have the size of the brush. So a lot of times people would be like, well, my finger's too big. Like, now you can like sort of control the size of your finger when you're erasing. So that's another advantage. And it's like free. So. Chase Mercurio is saying that it's hands down his favorite app, and he loves how we do these tutorials. Thank you, Chase.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the inspiration, not inspiration. What's the word? Gratitude.
Yeah, for the motivation.
For the motivation.
I'm gonna change.
You're inspiring us.
I'm gonna change here the blending mode a little bit just to see. Oh, actually, that's even easier now.
That's much better.
We can play with it. You never know what's gonna come out with this blending mode, so you need to always be trying.
Yeah, we're actually doing this spur of the moment. We said in the beginning of the episode we didn't want to do the exact same tutorial because we felt like it was repeating itself because we publish the tutorials every Tuesday. And then we want to go over it because we want to help you guys if you got stuck anywhere, but we don't want to do the same exact tutorial because it's boring for us.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
So this is cooler. And I feel like the second time it always comes out better.
That's sometimes happens.
Yeah.
If we're lucky enough. Now I'm erasing all these areas that I don't need.
Okay.
I'm going to restore.
Also,
here.
in the other tutorial, you did something with light effects. Remember? Are we gonna do that, or we don't have to?
We can add some
That's just cool.
light effects in
Yeah.
the background just to see what happens. Now, I might try something different. I'm gonna maybe duplicate this just to see the effect, and actually it looks kind of interesting.
Wait, what did you do?
I just
Oh, you did two of
duplicated,
them?
and now I'm gonna have like a stronger
Yeah,
effect.
that's much better.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, now I think it looks cool.
I've run out of things to say. If you guys have any comments or you have any questions, or you can also like us, of course. But if you have any questions, now's the time to say it, because Joseph is hard at work and I have nothing to do. Basically.
All right, now I'm gonna just erase. I'm sorry, I think I'm onto something here. I think it's gonna come out very cool, so.
David is asking if you added a sixth layer. So you essentially, wait, how do you have 6 layers?
You can have up to 10, I think, if you have the.
I thought you could only have 5.
No, you can have it up to 10.
I didn't even know. Oh my goodness. Are you sure?
I'm not so sure actually, but it could be.
I think we have to check on it. Anyway, you can definitely have 6 because that's how it is.
Yeah.
Also, what else did I want to say? Chase is saying that he's going to have to try again with all the tips that he got from this one. So Chase, actually you should upload it to our Facebook group, the Enlight Photo Fox group. For those of you who don't know, we just opened a group and people are uploading really cool stuff. So you should try this tutorial and then upload it to there.
I'm gonna add some light effects in the background just to
make it cool.
To make you see what happens. Yeah, actually, looks pretty interesting. Am I gonna stick with this one? Like, looks kind of an aurora or something like that. But I'm gonna lower just a little bit the opacity. That's the cool thing about these light effects, that you can actually have full control over them. You can change the opacity, you can flip it, or you can change the hue if you want something different. So I'm gonna stay with this greenish and then tap the check mark. Now I wanna start saving a little bit more of these layers, so I can already blend perhaps this with the background. Alright, now basically all I'm gonna do, I wanna start adding some
what do you want to add, Joseph? Spit it out.
I want to add some filters.
Filters.
As usual, of course. So I'm going to save this image and save to camera.
So you're saving it because you don't want to merge it all together? Or
yes.
Because you could also merge it, right?
I could merge it. In some cases, when you merge, for example, if you have some blending mode active in this in that project, sometimes this blending mode will turn off. So that's gonna make it a little bit more difficult to have the same effect that you have. But the trick here is to save it, and then you can just upload this image again. And then you have it like a single layer, and then you can just tap on filters, and then you have the effect in the whole thing. So that's a very cool thing to know. And I'm gonna add some darkroom just to get all those details out a little bit, some more structure and a little bit more color and a bit more of contrast. And now I'm gonna go to Film, Tools, and I'm gonna add some texture here. Don't worry, I'm about to finish.
That's fine. You have fun.
Yeah.
So if you don't save your photo and then you go and apply a filter, you'll only be applying it on the layer that's selected. So that happened to me in the beginning when I first started using PhotoFox. I would try and add a filter onto everything like you do with the original Enlight, and it's not working. It's only working on like a little part of it. So what you have to do is either merge or save it to the camera roll. So.
Yeah.
In case you get stuck, that's the reason.
Whoa. All right, I think we're done. And this is basically it.
Really cool. So, yeah.
Yeah.
There is no before. No.
So this is how you do it.
Yeah, this is how you do it. Don't forget to try it on your own. If you guys have any questions on how to do it, let us know in the comments or ask in the new Facebook group. And
yeah, try it out. And just don't stop here. You can take these like just the beginning, and you can start creating like more complex shapes, and you can create a lot of them, and you can do one shape like that and then add it again and again and have like many multiple things. I don't know, just brainstorming here.
Yeah, he's helping you brainstorm.
Yeah, just saying. In any case.
So in any case, I'm going to repeat everything you said. Okay. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you very much.
We've had a good time. We'll be back here next week. If you have any questions, you can still write them down in the comments below, and I'll get back to you via keyboard, not this way, screen.
Is that an app?
And I don't know. It's been a long day. Okay, see you guys later.
See you guys later.
Have a good night.
Thank you for watching.
Bye.